Hi guys, and welcome to Legacies. Today we are with another exceptional woman, and I would like her to introduce herself. Hi Jennifer.
Hello, dearie.
How are you doing?
I'm very good, and you?
We are really glad to have you today.
Same here with me.
You know, we were really looking forward to have you because of your experience, and you've been really inspiring. So I'm like, okay, we need to have like one of my big sisters on this podcast. So welcome on to the podcast.
Thank you
So
much.
can you introduce yourself a little bit? Tell us who you are and what you do.
Okay, I am Jennifer Ogbonna. I'm a Nigerian and also married to a Nigerian. And I'm a mother of four, as I said.
You don't look like.
And I have twins in between.
Really?
So
That's amazing.
thank you. Educationally, I'm a banking and finance
Okay.
by profession. And I also hold my master's degree in business administration at Open University of Nigeria. And currently, I'm a banker. But naturally, I'm an entrepreneur.
You don't want to have like only one hat on your.
I want to be in charge of
multiple hats. You want to do everything.
Control the money, manage other things.
That's amazing. So let's jump right in. Why did you leave your country? You're a Nigerian, right? Like you said. What made you leave your country to come and live in a francophone country, knowing that it's not going to be easy? You're a master degree holder. I suppose that you already had a job and then you were working there. What made you, or is it because there was no job or business ideas or opportunities? What made you want to come to a francophone country?
You know, actually, as a grown woman, there's a stage it will get to. The next thing that happens must be marriage. So I got married, and my husband lives in Senegal.
Okay.
So after the marital rights and everything, although I was working there as an office assistant, but that wasn't enough. It wasn't really expected between couples to be having distance within themselves.
Yeah.
So he had to make a plan to bring me over to Senegal. So that's how I found myself here.
Now I understand. So it wasn't because of like a specific situation or something that triggered you wanted to come to a francophone country.
Not really.
So it mustn't have been really easy. It must have been really tough for somebody who doesn't understand the language and then coming to a francophone country with the cultural shock and all those things. How were you able to manage? How did you cope?
I would not lie to you, it wasn't easy because I could recall the first time I came in, when someone speaks French or another person speaks Wolof, I never knew the difference between the two. It was
Really?
It was very, very challenging to me. And
How about now?
Yes, I can differentiate the two languages. Why not?
So now you know the difference between
I know the difference between the two now.
Wolof and French.
When one speaks Wolof, I know this one is Wolof. When one speaks French, this is French. But back then, it was quite challenging.
I see.
Yeah, and when you find out you see yourself outside to, try to mingle with the people, the Senegalese, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They always, once they find out you don't speak their language, you see this language of yank. Yank.
Yeah.
So when I hear that, I was like, what does this really mean? I was seeing it as an insult.
Okay.
Yeah, as an
but
insultive language or insultive words. But it's what they used to refer to strangers who come to their place. So now when you call me Yank, I say, oui, I am a Yank, no problem. What do you want? We'll talk normally. Now it's more better now than before because I can interact more, the basic greetings in Wolof, Nakamu, Yangsi Jam. Yeah, I can understand it. Kailek, all those ones.
Like the basic ones. But that's
ones.
like for Wolof, the local
Wolof.
language.
Yeah.
So how about French then?
Yeah, from the French aspect.
Comment ça va?
Comment vous allez? Ça va? Je vais bien. Comment tu t'appelles? Je m'appelle. All those ones, I know the basic language of it. And when it comes to my kind of maybe someone wants to, if I want to buy something, I know how to interact to, ça c'est combien? You tell me the price. citrusshell, those kind of things.
Like,
These are
yeah,
basic
the
things,
basic ones.
languages I used
Like-
to, buy my things, just interact for basic movement for the day.
So you try, okay, so you're a Senegalese now.
Sample, sir.
That's a really good one. Okay, so now, what was I saying? I'm so entertained by what you're saying. I don't even know where to pick it up from. Okay, so what were we talking about again? Yes. Okay, so you told me that when living in your country, you were working already in the corporate environment, right? So when you came here, meaning that you needed to learn the language before being able to being hired in another corporate environment, in an office and all those things. So, but before you being a banker now, what were you doing?
Okay, when I came in, I actually wanted to be independent. As in a married woman, I don't really want to depend on my husband giving me Sanfra, giving me Sensa, giving me all this when I want. So when I came, I thought of what I could do to be generating money, because I really needed to be supportive and as well as be dependent on my own cash.
Yeah.
Because
Boss lady.
based on my study in school as a banking and financier, we have to, finance management is there.
Yeah.
So I thought of what could I do to, earn some funds for myself and also be supportive to my husband.
Yeah, have a livelihood or something.
It wasn't easy. I will not lie to you, because that was actually when my entrepreneurship ability came into place, because I was able to think of what to do or the kind of business initiative, how to innovate, have business innovation of products or services I can render. Yeah, so I had to now identify the opportunity I can grab. The place where we're living, we had a lot of Nigerians there. So I was thinking, this is a big opportunity. I need to grab it to make, draw these people to me, because they understand my language. So what kind of business can I?
So there was a need.
A need to bring in something to them, like being creative. I now thought of, okay, should I go into hair making or should I go into restaurant business? Oh, I thought the risk between the two and the benefit of the two. I found out that going into restaurant business is a daily consumption. People eat every day, but hair making is once in a while. You can see somebody, they just pack their hair and go. So,
that's true.
And I told him, I think I found something. I think I want to go into restaurant business now.
I see. So you started by catering a restaurant.
He opened it for me.
Okay.
I have workers too, because your leadership ability must be in place as an entrepreneur. I had workers I was managing that was there with me, doing some certain things for me. And those workers, sometimes if you actually also want to succeed in business, you need to motivate your workers.
Okay.
So that was another thing that made it to progressive. Then they were angry because I don't understand the language.
Okay.
So I had to
your
buy
workers
their hearts.
were from
Senegal here.
That's a tricky one.
Some of them learned English from me.
I see.
I was so nice to them. Sometimes I go out extra, I buy gifts to buy their hearts for them to be happy doing the business, so to be progressing. And I also have this marketing ability, sales.
Those tips and advices, we need them here. Like, really, you have people, you're listening already, you know what to do. When you're Nigerian, you're from an Anglophone country, and you've come to a Francophone country, come on, don't stay in your room. Get out there.
There are a lot of things to do. I tell you, you don't need to keep yourself indoor. If you have this business IQ on what you can do and think of providing this thing, what benefits can it give to the people, the society around the area, that will give you more wisdom or more knowledge on how to expand it and make sure it gets to the main targets. Then we will have so many menus. We even prepare chep.
The local dish.
The local dish for Senegalese. There was an employer. I employed someone for that.
To be cooking only.
To be cooking only chep.
That's fantastic.
It was kind of classic because I knew what I wanted and I went for it. So time for chep, she prepares it. And Nigerian rice is also there for Nigerians. We had even Ghanaians, we have people, Cameroonians, because we prepare so many things, Nigerian delicacies,
don't keep this in mind. We're coming back for it in a minute. Let's just take a few minutes break. So we are here. If you just join us, we are here on Legacies with our sister, my big sister, Madam Jennifer. So if you just join us, don't leave. Come back in a few minutes. We're going to continue this extraordinary story about what to eat if you're in Senegal. I'm kidding. But come back. Welcome back. We are on Legacies. We are our big sister, Mrs. Jennifer. So we were talking about how Senegalese chip is delicious.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, so now one thing that is also interesting that I wanted us to talk about, it's like, yeah, you said, yeah, you were into catering and restoration, and you was it transition? Yeah, that's the word. You transition from restoration to banking being
work.
a banking work now.
Okay.
How did you do that? What happened?
Okay, from my restaurant business, it wasn't progressing, but along the line, when I had my first child, it became kind of more stressful,
I see.
Going to the market, buying some stocks, and I had to sit down and said, wow, I think it's high time for me to have a rethink on what I can do because I have a certificate. But language was kind of still challenging, but I was getting adapted because a little bit I can know when someone speaks French and or love there. At least I've gotten to this
but
stage.
That was like how many years already?
It was almost 1 year plus.
Okay. Oh, you picked up the language really fast.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So then I thought of, even if it's English school, I can be a teacher. Is there no English enterprises organization where I can work?
Yeah.
So that was how the dream of becoming a teacher first came.
Okay.
So I went through the school and
from restoration, you moved to
I moved into schooling.
Okay.
Although I was employed as an accountant.
In the school?
In that school.
Okay.
So, but there was a kind of a little shift. The director of the school was like, please, my wife is back because the wife traveled then. Yes. She was a cashier while I was employed as an accountant.
Okay.
So she said, please, I want my wife to continue being the cashier. We saw you in the classroom the other day. I was assisting a teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was like, I saw how good you were. And the kids were very adaptive with you. Can you please continue to be in the class? But the only thing is that the price we discussed with you as an accountant, we're not going to change it.
I see.
But please keep your mouth firm. Oh, am I?
So, wait. But at that time, did you have like any experience in teaching experience?
I never had that.
This is crazy.
I never had that apart from
but
being
how
in the
did you
church.
Manage?
In the church, I've been in charge of kids right from Nigeria.
Okay.
So I have been a kind of Sunday school teacher for this, children department. So that was the only experience I've ever had about.
Yeah, but you had kids also at the time.
I only had a child that was just some months or 1 year, kind of. He wasn't even up to 1 year. It was just kind of some months. So, but myself, I never wanted the childbearing to hinder my dreams.
Yes.
And God blessed me with a supportive husband. So when I called him and say, hi, please, this is what I desired to. Should I? He'd be like, oh, if that's what makes you happy, I'm here for you. I cannot stop you.
Oh, look at that. All of us, we want supportive husbands. This is amazing. So the journey is really interesting. So from accountants or cashier, cashier, but accountants.
Accountant to classroom.
To classroom. And how did you go? How was it?
That was where the wonder happened.
Oh.
I never knew my blessing was going to come from that class. Sometimes they said, when it seems to get tougher, when things seems to be hardest, just know that you're about entering a new level. So do not be discouraged. There's somebody to be like, why moving from accountant level to now the classroom? But I never cared because I wanted to be leaving the house. I don't want to be a housewife. I don't want to be at home. I just want something that in the morning I get prepared, I leave.
Like you had a vision.
A vision.
Your goal was not to
be
a housewife.
It was too heavy for me to be dormant at home. I refused. So I accepted the task, moved into it. Never knew that one of the pupils I was handling, sometimes I can say that I'm very good at mathematics. So I used to teach the children with some methods. So when they go home, they discuss with their mother, Mommy, no, don't handle this maths for me. Madam Jennifer have taught me a model I can use. The woman will be like, okay, let me slack back. Watching the kids before she comes back, they've all finished their homework. And you'll be like, what happened? What does the magic? That was how that very woman began to look, who is this Mrs. Jennifer in this school?
Okay, so what years were the kids that you were in charge of?
I was handling grade 3 and 4.
Okay.
Let's say age 7 to 10.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 to 10. That was just that. And also some extra bigger class ladies. So some things were happening. So in the school.
So outside of even teaching them mathematics and all those things, you were still like talking to them as how to be a young lady and
protect themselves, and also encourage the grown-up girls too, because some of them beckoned on me when they have issues at home. The ones that have reached their puberty age, they'll just come to me and say, Mama, Sisi, what should I do? The school management, I had to meet them. I created that forum, and the school guaranteed me. I wrote a book concerning that. So when they saw it, they approved it.
Wow.
So every week, like once on Fridays, we gather the girls, we teach them, we lecture them. And it was specifically given to me as something I was doing.
And it was like you created that, you started the initiative.
Yeah. So I was happy about
I'm speechless.
The record is still there in the school over there. They know about it. And it was there that I met one of the pupils. I never knew that the parents happened to be a director. So when I was like looking for, the woman called me and said, Jennifer, what did you study? I said, I studied banking and finance. I said, wow, are you in the classroom? I said, yes, ma. I had no choice. She was like, would you like to work in a bank? I said, why? Excuse me? Yes, madam. Immediately, I admitted.
You see how they say that, like, you don't know where your blessing is going to come from, or you don't know where, like, an opportunity is going to come from. But you taking your work seriously, you going the extra mile.
Not minding the difficulties, not even looking at what other people, students or teachers could say. I was just managing it as if it was mine. I never knew my blessing was somewhere there.
And you got the job, just like that.
I just wrote my CV. She just told me, get it ready, prepare for your interview. My dear, that was where the problem started. Because the interview has to go on French language.
Oh, yes.
And mix with English a little bit. Because
is it like a French bank?
It's an English bank. It's an English bank.
But obviously the customers are Francophone and French-speaking people. So even your colleagues, I suppose.
Yeah.
Assume that your colleagues are Francophones.
Yeah, most of them are Francophone, but this is an international organization, a bank meant for.
Okay.
It came from Nigeria. It's a Nigerian bank.
Okay.
And despite the aspect of not being fluent or speaking French, so actually there was a need of someone that could bring in Nigerian clients to the bank.
I see.
So when I thought of what could be my targets, I think I focused it on bringing in Nigerian traders to the bank, introducing Nigerians to this bank because there weren't enough Nigerian clients in that bank.
I see.
And this bank is meant for Nigerians.
But I'm interested in something. I want us to come back on the interview. You say, how did it go? How was the interview? You speaking French and English? Like, I'm curious. How did it go?
The interview aspect of it, I can remember that was one of the most widest interviews I've ever had in my life. Entering the boardroom, there were lots of men there in suits. I've been going for interviews like Nigerian, I've been going for office assistant. It wasn't huge like that. But this one, when I came in, although the question began with English. But along the line, they asked me who were my targets. I made mention of pulling in Nigerian traders into the bank. So, and this was kind of something they've been dreaming to have, desiring to have. And when they now asked me, what about French section? Can you introduce yourself? Oh, je suis Jennifer Ogbonna. Je suis Nigérienne. Moi, j'ai parlé français, mais ma français, ce n'est pas très bon. Mais je sais, avec la tâche, j'ai parlé beaucoup.
This is amazing.
So this was how I just briefed it up. They now came to Wolof and said, can you speak a little bit Wolof? Not to do, Jennifer Ogbonna. Nakamu Yangsi Jam. So when I said these little things, they began to laugh at the board directors that were there. They say, can you see? This lady can speak more than you. They began mentioning the name of the directors.
Yes.
That was how God covered it.
Wow.
My dear, I will not lie. They just said, okay, thank you, Jennifer. We'll get back to you later.
And that was how you got the job?
Yeah, that was how I was. I left. And I later went for the second interview.
Okay.
Yeah, for the second one, it was another more interactive of the targets, things you're meant to bring in, your qualifications, how did you get to the top and all that, how did you get them? I explained myself.
And you got the job?
I got it. I was surprised.
Yeah, she got the job.
I was surprised. But I never knew that the bank would call me back because I was still going for interviews to other schools.
I see.
Thinking that I was in one school for an interview. The bank called me and said...
From the bank?
From the bank. They said, Jennifer, we are glad to tell you that you should resume work so date. Immediately, I just told the school, thank you, Jesus. I'm going home.
I'm not doing this interview anymore. I'm done.
Done, madam.
I found a job.
That was how I just...
This is amazing. This is crazy. So from, like, we always think that it's difficult to leave your home country, your comfort zone, to go to another country, number one. Number two, the cultural shock, the religion, the language barrier and all those things. You didn't let them bring you down.
I refused.
You still had a dream and you wanted to achieve your goals. This is amazing.
Yeah.
So don't leave, we're coming back. This is another short break. We're coming back in a few minutes. So if you just joined us, we are here on Legacies with Mrs. Jennifer, and then we're coming back in a few minutes. Welcome back to Legacies. If you're just joining us, we are here today with our sister, big sister, Mrs. Jennifer. So we were talking about how you left your country as a Nigerian and you came to settle in another country, Senegal. So, and you also said that when you came, you didn't want your dreams to die.
No.
You wanted to, you wanted to meet your target and your goals. You had some specific things you wanted to achieve.
Yeah.
So kudos.
Thank you.
Boss lady, you're doing it. We are really, really happy to learn from you.
Thank you.
So, based on all what you just told us, if a young lady somewhere, like your sister, I don't know, your cousin or your I don't know, your
friends
want to do or follow your steps, not necessarily because they want to move because their husband or matrimonial, but like somebody who wants to make it and want to leave their country, an Anglophone country or a Francophone speaking country, want to go to another country, what will you recommend, or what would be your tips or advices?
First and foremost is your personal determination. If that person don't have a personal determination or set goals to achieve in life, my dear, you just be dormant. But if you have a personal determination, not just be dormant, because whether you have a certificate or not, there are gifts implanted in you. Everybody has potentials. You mustn't end up in the offices. You can be an entrepreneur. There must be some business IQs, ideas that comes into the mind of somebody that you can indulge into. And another one is don't differentiate yourself from the people of the land. Try to make friends with them so you can hear them interact, you can hear them talk. From there, you can know when someone is speaking French or out. But if you keep being inside the house, my dear, you can never understand the language. You can never even understand their culture. You wouldn't even know what you could do that will offend them. Any opportunity that comes up, if you see it, if it's teaching job, if it's security job, if it's any kind of organizational job that comes around you.
Do it, but do it well.
Fight it. Because if you do it, if you're opportune to be in there, make sure you achieve something in there. When I was in the school, I achieved something. When I was in the bank, I also won an award. Do you know that? In 2023,
Congratulations.
I won an international award in the bank where I work.
What?
A recognized global one, Pharma 2023 CEO Award. I won it.
What?
And it has a prize watering tag on it,
Huh.
you know.
Okay, so the next dinner is on you.
Yeah, no problem. We're good to go. Yeah, it's good to go. So my encouragement is determination, focus, and also target and move forward. Don't just be relenting. Don't just sit down waiting for someone to push you. Push yourself. Move in. To make a mark in history, let me tell you, you must secure your legacy. You understand?
Exactly.
If you want to make a mark
Absolutely.
in history, you must secure your legacy.
Absolutely.
And you must set boundaries. Boundaries are simply real guides that leads you, that makes you and protects you from being crushed. So if you set boundaries, you know the kind of people you can call your friends. People who are focused, make them your friends. People who just want to relax, keep them off. You see those target go-getters, move with them, they will push you forward. Faith in God. Don't joke with your creator. Don't joke with prayers. And never dream small.
Never dream small.
Never dream small.
And focus on your faith.
Focus on your faith.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So is that your legacy?
That's my legacy because I must make a mark in history. And I'm moving forward. I'm not even stopping here. No looking back. I'm still moving. I've not even achieved much. I want to achieve more.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you very much for this time and for accepting to join us on this podcast today. So it was really, really good to have you, and we learned so much. And I'm sure if I have another young girl coming up and then she's like, oh, she's finding difficult to find her way around, I'm going to send her to you. I'm like, okay, have to go and talk to my big sister.
Let them come.
She did it. She's doing it. So you have to go and learn some few things.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you very much again. And if you just joined us again, we were here today with our big sister, Mrs. Jennifer. So if you just joined us, this is Legacies, and we had an amazing time with our big sister, Mrs. Jennifer. So stay tuned for our next episode with another amazing woman, another inspiring story.